How's it going, guys? We're going to be breaking down how you can get lean and shredded once and for all, simply through very easy lifestyle changes, as well as without the use of any peptides. Peptides have become super trendy and have really come into mainstream. They've always been around. They've been around for a while. We've seen people taking them and talking about them on Twitter and YouTube and even Instagram and other various platforms, but it's just really come into mainstream, and so many people are talking about it, so many people are promoting it. And I'm not shitting on peptides, don't get me wrong with what I'm about to say. By no means am I shitting on peptides, but this video is going to be offering you guys a solution as to how you can get lean and shredded and looking and feeling your best without the use of them. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. That's all. If you want to use them, by all means, sure. So a couple months ago now, I was in Thailand, and this isn't the first time I've been to Thailand. However, every time I go there and adopt that kind of a lifestyle, my body just seems to absolutely obliterate fat. I just get lean, and whilst doing that, I also retain my muscle. I also feel good, considering the different climate and lifestyle, and my body just responds really well to that kind of lifestyles. And since I've been back, I've actually adopted some of those similar lifestyle and training principles, and I've actually been able to not only stay lean, but also get leaner and put on muscle while still having a lot of lifestyle flexibility, and sometimes even not training that much. So in Thailand, when I was there, I managed to get really lean and get to a really good body composition. However, some things that I was doing differently, one of them was training every day. Not only that, I was training twice a day. So you can imagine what that would do in terms of body composition and just the amount of calories that you're burning in general. So that's something that really helped, as well as the diet, which was a very low-fat diet. Thai food in general is quite low-fat. The meat that they use is just like chicken breast, and then you're having a curry, which is like, coconut milk, which sure has a bit of fat, but it's mainly just meat, spices, and rice, and seed oils as well, which is also low-fat and not something that I'm recommending. In fact, most of the meals that I had didn't have seed oils because I was making a conscious effort to, try to eat clean and not eat deep fried food and shitty low quality Western food in Asia. Because if you've been to Asia, you know that Western food in Asia is just not Western food, and it's absolutely diabolical. Whether it's pasta or pizza, it's just like not the same. It's not like here in Australia, if you go to an Italian restaurant and you get pasta or pizza or a burger, you actually do get those things with high quality ingredients, real sourdough, etc. So the main thing I want to talk about is, with the lean maxing lifestyle, or some of the things that I took from Thailand that I've adopted into my life here, is one of them being training. If you want to stay lean while still having, good metabolic flexibility, still wanting to eat whatever food, you like, and not necessarily need to track calories, because to be honest, I don't track any calories. I never have. Maybe I did for a few days, and on one of those days I ate like upwards to 4,000 calories. And it just basically goes to show that having good metabolic flexibility and, having a good lifestyle and training routine dialed in means you can absolutely eat a lot more calories than perhaps your maintenance, and you can even potentially still eat in a surplus whilst getting lean. That being said, you can only do that if you are training a good amount. So there are a few things to consider when it comes to fat loss and it comes to getting lean, and there are a few different variables. First of all, when I was in Thailand, yes, I was training twice a day, which means my energy expenditure was higher. I was burning more calories. That's right. I'm not telling you to train twice a day, but movement is key. If you can maybe do one cardio session in the morning and then a weight session in the afternoon, you are going to be burning a lot of calories. If you can train every day, if you can train most days and walk the other days, if you can just live an active lifestyle and move as much as you can, you're going to be on a really good path to getting lean. Movement, it's everything. And that's what helped me get so shredded in Thailand so quickly. You're just constantly moving, you're constantly training, you're training for 4 hours a day, 6 times a week. You're going to get lean doing that. And you're doing something physical, and if you're doing something physical like Muay Thai, even if it be, running, gym, riding a bike, going for a walk, Pilates, literally anything, just move. Next thing that I did that I found easy is just being super conscious of the amount of fats that I eat. I know a lot of people will be in one band camp, which is the no fat, and then they'll kind of, they've been educated to come to the other side, or, fats are good for you, it's good for hormones, testosterone, they've got a bunch of fat-soluble vitamins in it, it's healthy. Yes, that's true. But fats are also super calorically dense. So the more fats you do eat, they are going to be, you're going to get fat. It's as simple as that. So just be conscious of your fat consumption. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I was able to get so lean in Thailand, was because I was eating a significantly lower amount of fat than what I do around here. And as soon as I came back and I actually implemented that, I stopped using a bunch of olive oil on everything. Because think about it like this. Let's just take a normal meal, a normal standard meal that you and I eat, maybe a steak, a salad, and some rice or potatoes. You cook your steak, you put a little bit of olive oil on it, and obviously meat, it has fat, or you have like ground beef, it's mixed with fat. Then you make a salad, you put a little olive oil and maybe some nuts or something to dress it, or mayonnaise or something, more fat. And then you have your vegetables. You cook that, you want it to get all nice and crispy, use some olive oil or ghee or beef tallow, more fat. Just like that, you've got so much fat in your meal. And that's okay. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's unhealthy. I want to be clear, I'm not demonizing fat. But if you want to get lean, and especially to the lean echelons of lean, you should be conscious of those things, because those are the little things that do help. So 1, being conscious of your fat source. 2, training, being conscious of your sleep, being aware of your diet outside of just fats, eating whole foods. Don't eat junk food. Most junk sweets, the reason you crave it is probably because of the fats. If not the fats, it's the combination of carbs and fats. Think about every food that you crave when you've got a craving. You'll notice that it's usually a food that's a combination of carbohydrates and fats together. When you have carbohydrates and fats together, your body will prioritize one of those things as a fuel source, and it'll usually be carbohydrates. So that means your fat just gets stored for energy in the future. That's all fat is. it's stored potential energy, right? It's energy that you use, that's why you burn it. It's a fuel. It's just like carbohydrates, it's a fuel source. But our body prefers carbohydrates as its quick, instant, ready-to-use fuel source. So if you are eating fats, then try not to pair it with carbohydrates. You can have some high-carb, high-protein meals, like chicken and rice or something like that, with still some fats, but just be conscious of them. Or you can have your high-fat, high-protein. Or alternatively, I found that my body actually feels quite good with high-fat, high-carb, but low protein. Or if I'm having high-fat and high-carb foods, I'll separate the protein. And then, again, just want to mention like the basics, right? Sleep, good nutrition, good lifestyle, get out in the sun. Prioritize other micronutrients in your diet rather than just purely focusing on the macros, yeah? So, that can look like eating organ meats, oysters, or more red meat to get more vitamins, potential supplementation if you know what you're doing and you feel that that specific supplement will benefit you and your body. Simply following those really basic lifestyle protocols and changes, I've been able to get quite shredded even when I'm back in Australia, and I have been moving less and eating more fats than what I was in Thailand. So it's really all about just like lifestyle and having your protocols down pat.